For years, I thrived in the high-pressure business world, but the workaholic life finally caught up with me. I was 35, very overweight, in chronic pain with severe mobility issues, terrible diet, no exercise. My health was a complete wreck. Then I went to a gentle yoga class and felt truly relaxed. The stress just melted away. I went from a size 18 to a size 8. I stopped getting sick. Pain disappeared. I learned to open my heart and I felt happy for the first time in years. So I said goodbye to the business world and started teaching. Yoga doesn't have to be strenuous. The easiest movements can trigger major release of chronic symptoms, no matter your age.
Healing Yoga. Yoga for real people with real problems.
Hello, I'm Deborah Devine, and that was my story. Taking care of a loved one going through a life and death illness was exhausting and took a toll on my body, my mind, and my spirit. Thank goodness I had my gentle practice. It was an investment I made to take care of myself, and it paid off in spades. Yoga is a perfect way to help reduce and manage the challenges that all caregivers deal with. Caregivers make many sacrifices in order to keep our families together. These tips will relieve tension, ease back fatigue, and energize the heart chakra. We're going to be coming into child's pose, supported with bolsters and blankets. We're going to be using a blanket for the knees. In case the knees are sensitive, this is a really wonderful place to rest them and eliminate any pain. And then we're going to be using a bolster right over here to support the belly and the forehead. So we're going to take the knees apart. And in Lori's case, she's going to be keeping her knees together. With Angeli, we've got the bolster coming up in between the legs. And then you can come up off of your heels, Angeli. I'm just going to put this blanket in behind the knees to give a little bit more space in the back of the knee joint. Then you can come back down. And then we're going to inhale, lift everything on the front of the spine, and exhale, come forward and rest. You can rest your forehead or you can rest your temple, either side. If your hips are very flexible, you may want to just keep your knees together and let your head rest on the edge of the bolster. Your arms can come back to the sides or they can be forward. If you're feeling particularly challenged and you've got a lot of excess energy that you need to get rid of, downward facing dog with a bolster will give you the same effect. It's a very soothing inversion because we're resting our forehead, but we're also getting this wonderful extension through the spine. Long, slow, smooth, and complete in and out breaths are so wonderful here. We're using this opportunity to create space in between all of the discs of the spine. Take your hands a little bit closer to the shoulders and use your upper body strength to come up. And then we'll just remove the bolster out of the way. We're coming into prayer pose with a twist. We're going to be lifting the sit bones up to the sky. And if you want to turn your toe pads under to get a little bit more stability, that is a great idea as well. Or you can just have the toenails resting on the ground. The arms are opening up, and we're resting the forehead down on the ground. This is a very similar pose to child's pose, except that we've got a little bit more extension through the spine. Take the shoulders down the back and toward the waist. Exhale completely and feel the belly come to the front spine. A wonderful practice to get that energy moving through the fourth chakra. Now, let's come up to table pose. Hands and knees. And we'll take the right hand and thread it through the window on the left side, between the left arm and the left side of the torso. Left arm can be bent, or you can lengthen it out. We're trying to get the shoulder to rest on the ground. It's so important to take prayer pose with a twist as often as you can when you're dealing with elderly parents or with children. We're doing a lot of heavy lifting. We're changing diapers, either for our parents or our children. And there's a lot of emotional energy that's coming out of our upper body through the hands as well. So these movements are really wonderful for wringing things out and getting some fresh circulation across the whole upper back and upper chest. Now, we're going to take the bolster lengthwise on the mat, and then we can come and have a seat with the knees bent, facing that way. And we're going to bring the bolster right up to the side waist. Then We're going to take the hands on either side of the bolster, but before we go down, we're going to extend the spine. We're going to take a long, slow, smooth in-breath, lifting everything on the front line of the body. And then the out-breath is just going to take us into a rotation on the axis of the spine. Then another in-breath comes along, lifting on the front of the body, and then exhaling on the second exhalation, coming forward and descending down. You can rest your temple on either side, whichever side is most comfortable, and then just place your arms in a comfortable place. Look at your legs or feel your legs and see if you can adjust them so that they feel comfortable. This supine twist is really wonderful for wringing out the back. If we've been doing a lot of lifting, this is a great way to wring things out. We're wringing out tension and we're using the breath. Long, slow, smooth in-breaths. Feel that breath going into the lower part of the lungs. And long, slow, smooth, and complete out-breaths. Feel yourself going deeper into this sacred spiral with every breath cycle. After a few breath cycles, we may notice that our bodies are just naturally starting to let go. And then if we can change up the position of the arms, maybe we can sink a little bit deeper and go a little bit deeper into the rotation. Exhaling completely and pausing for just a moment at the end of the out-breath is a wonderful way to empty the belly of stored emotional charge. When the in-breath comes in, we feel it coming into the lower part of the lungs, down near the back of the waist. These rotations are excellent, not just for physical releasing of tension, but also emotional. Let's bring the hands a little bit closer to the shoulders, and we'll press our way up and unravel and just feel that wonderful sense of fresh prana, fresh life force, fresh blood, fresh lymph coming in and nourishing all of the cells of the belly. Now, let's come into Setu Bandha, a wonderful back bend for the upper back. We take the bolster lengthwise and we sit on the edge of the bolster, bending the knees, using the hands to help us come down. We're trying to find a way to let the bottom of the shoulder blades hang off the short edge of the bolster. And we'd like to move in such a way that the shoulder shelf is resting on the ground. If this is not a comfortable pose, roll over to your right or your left, remove what's underneath you, and put something lower. Keep the knees bent and take the feet out to the sides of the mat. Then let the right arm come over, let the left arm come over. Cactus arms is also a fantastic place for your arms to be, as well as out in a T. We're feeling this beautiful expansion of the heart center, the fourth chakra. And this expansion is felt all the way across the arms. This is a wonderful pose to take after we go into a twist. Now we're coming in for a soft landing Savasana, elevated legs either on a chair or on bolsters here. So we come onto our back and we'd like to elevate the legs so that the lymph is draining out of the legs into the low belly, and from the low belly into the upper part of the belly where all of the lymph can be purified in the upper part of the chest. And Lori is going to place her legs on these bolsters. You could be using your sofa at home. And Anjali here is using a chair with a blanket so that there's something soft underneath her legs here. Lengthen the back of the neck and take the shoulder blades down the back and toward the waist. Let yourself feel completely surrendered here to gravity. You do so much hard work for the ones you love, and now this is time for a little bit of self-care. We take a long, slow, smooth in-breath, breathing in light and spaciousness. Exhaling tension. Long, slow, smooth in-breath into the back. All of the muscles, the connective tissue, the nerves. Another long, slow, smooth in-breath fills the whole body with light and spaciousness. And exhale the last remnants of tension and the last remnants of holding. Surrendering completely and resting deeply in peace. Take a long, slow, smooth in-breath into the whole upper chest and the arms and the hands, and picture the color green, the color of life. And exhale completely. When we're caring for ones we love, there can be a whole range of emotions that we're experiencing. We can become stressed. We can become frustrated. And coming into an awareness of what's going on with the heart and what's really important is really at the heart of the yoga practice. Loving kindness and compassion is so important. We have to start with ourselves. We have to give ourselves love, compassion, and self-care so that we have the energy to give to others.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and stay up to date on all the latest videos. And let me know in the comments section below what other kind of videos you'd like to see.